Hello and welcome to Duquesne Sports pregame show. I'm Jack Morgan, alongside me Nick Fernbaugh and Carlos Santiago Torres. CST is in the building. We are in PPG Paints Arena, another building, as Duquesne comes away with a massive win over Rhode Island. So now we get the chance to stay here and look forward with you guys to the VCU game tomorrow at 5 p.m. By the way, we will have a live stream for that. We're able to do that today, so we got a pretty good view of the game today. We have a lot of people. We'll have the freshman four, I guess. Something like that. They'll be coming on here soon. They also are here for the game. So, this time we got a more unique way of sharing our thoughts on not just this game, but the upcoming game against VCU. So let's get right into it. Let's recap Rhode Island real quick before we look forward. Big game for, obviously, Tyler Cochran for the Rhode Island Rams. However, it was not enough. Alex Williams actually led with 22 points. You got the reemergence of Jimmy Williams, something that I think is a massive sticking point here because you hadn't had a great performance from him in a while. He's struggling to find his shot. He's found it again in the form of the A10 tournament so far.
Yeah, and I think one of the key things right off the gate was the fact that you didn't even have the best performance from Terrence Ginyard. You had, honestly, a pretty bad day from David, like his standards.
The fouls.
And they still managed to walk away with this win. And not just – they led through pretty much the entirety of this game. They never really gave the lead up, like, after I'd say maybe the first, 5 minutes, if that.
Yeah.
Like, they were pretty dominant through this game. Even if the lead did get cut, I do remember as close as 3, maybe even 2 as far as I remember, early in the part of the second half. But this team was able to fight back, and I think that's been one of the key things they've needed. And I think that Richmond game not only showed this team that they could fight back and overcome just about anything, but it almost in a way, like we talked about it cleans the slate. And we've seen it with games like with Davidson and Loyola. We saw it with Bonaventure pulling off a crazy win. The A10 tournament is just proving this year more than any year probably ever is that anything's possible. You walk in with a clean slate, and sometimes it's just it's not about how you start the year, but it's about how you finish down the stretch.
Yeah. Hey, listen, St. Bonaventure, a 13 seed, is now going to the quarterfinals tomorrow. That's the first time that has ever happened in the A10 tournament, which is incredible because there's been about 50 of them. So, Carlos, let's look at that Rhode Island game. This might be your first Duquesne game you got to sit courtside for.
I believe so.
Yeah, this is my first game.
Discuss it, man. Tell me about it.
I mean, not much to say other than, they were amazing. This game, 67-61. Like you said, with Jimmy Williams and Alex Williams, they were leading this team with their points, along with Ginyard, of course.
What are your thoughts on Tyler Cochran?
Bro, Tyler,
I think, because right as we met up after the game, that was your first thing that you talked about.
Yes, the first thing I said was, this guy doesn't miss, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm glad, bro. I'm glad that we won, bro, because I do not want to see that man again.
Oh God.
He's gonna be in Carlos' nightmares tonight.
Yeah, that was a nightmare.
Carlos is gonna be rolling around a bed. He's just gonna be like, no, I mean it again.
No. But I just want to say I appreciate everyone that came to the game today, bro. The energy that
see that, man.
Oh my gosh, the whole stadium was packed with Duquesne fans, and all I heard was "Let's go Dukes, let's go Duke." I'm like,
I found something the other day that was I don't think you might remember that older dude in the they weren't around for that.
I saw that tweet you put out. Was it yesterday?
Probably 2 days ago, but it was. I saw that and I was just that's the last time I've really heard those chants until today, and that was obviously just a phenomenal job by the Dukes to get the job done.
I want to highlight this as well because I'm not going to show this clip for the DSTV side of it, but I made a TikTok literally the night before.
Well, technically it was Peach. I guess it was
Well, it was harsh.
You came and you really just called out the entire
student section. I was so disappointed. I think the highlight of it was I showed 2 pictures that I remember distinctly with it. The picture from my apartment from basically showing the distance between most of the school buildings, and PPG, and then and the Coop as well, and also the picture from the LaSalle game. I didn't show the walk-off. I wanted to, and I forgot. But I showed it deep into the second half, and there was barely anybody there. And it just kind of felt like nobody cared. And I made that presence known. And the one thing I'm glad is they proved me wrong. And they came out and they showed out. They filled this place. The atmosphere was electric. It was so loud. You could hear it all the way up from where we were recording on section 111 here at PPG. And I'm so happy. I'm so proud of this school that they showed up. And the best part is I know it's going to get louder tomorrow when more people show up on Friday for the Duquesne VCU game.
Shout out, by the way, to my parents who will be here tomorrow.
Yes.
And when I went to check on the tickets, because they had not yet bought tickets for tomorrow's game, and I was like, you probably should get them because it said they're almost gone. It literally said a tag was very few left, and I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah. So you saw it today. It was mostly full. There was a couple sections that weren't full. I think that entire thing is full tomorrow. And especially because you're playing – now, VCU does show up. The unique thing about what me and Nick have been able to do last 2 years now with the tournament, but I got to see Duquesne VCU in the championship in Brooklyn. That is a fan base that shows up, and they show up in droves. So, I don't know if Carlos might not have a player to watch, and so we'll go quick with VCU players to watch. You got a player to watch, or do you want to delegate to me?
I got it because I'm standing by. I think he was probably, in my opinion, I think the second best player in the entire A10 when he is playing at his best, and that is Djokovic. When that dude is playing good basketball, it is a nightmare to guard him. I don't think there is a center. I stand by this hot take. I think Djokovic is the best center in the A10 when he's playing at his best. So I think that is going to be my player to watch for VCU.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to go with the second member from VCU on the A10 first team, and that is going to be Terrence Hill Jr. I think he made a big impact on this one. So we're going to go real quick over, well, not real quick, but we're going to get off for here. We're going to get our freshman four in here to talk about this one. We'll come back in a second with game picks and a couple Duquesne players to watch and close this one out.
Thank you guys for that. Live from PPG Pates Arena, we got the freshman four, apparently our so-called name. We got our reactions to what just happened with the Duquesne game. Obviously, Duquesne came away with a great win and a tough matchup coming up against VCU. So I just wanted to get you guys' thoughts on that. I'm just going to start off with Brendan, work our way down.
Yeah, VCU obviously top team in the conference. Their coaching staff was sitting right next to me during the Duquesne actually scouting the two squads. Obviously, Duquesne picked up the win, so that's who they'll face. But I don't know, not that they don't have any film, because obviously they have a ton of film and they have all the angles that they want, but I don't know that they saw what they're going to see in Duquesne tomorrow. I don't think that the offense was exactly there, but I think that the defense, heart, and hustle was there, and I think that's what ultimately led Duquesne to the win. You know, they didn't shoot probably the way they wanted to from beyond the arc. It wasn't their worst performance, but not their best. They shot horrifically from the foul line, especially in those clutch championship minutes. They were terrible from the line. I believe Dixon missed 2, which isn't like him. But when you can win games and still be that bad at the free throw line and give away those free points, that proves that you're in a good spot, especially here. Because if the heart and hustle's there, that's really what you can lean on. And Duquesne had that here today.
Yeah, you know, all completely valid points. And, I mean, Duquesne was far from perfect today, as Brendan previously mentioned. The free throw line was a struggle. I mean, if you're a box score watcher, you look at what they were like from the field, and you think that Duquesne played an awful game. They played an awful game from 3. That just wasn't the case. Duquesne showed that they belonged in this tournament and beat I'd say a pretty solid Rhode Island team. And in terms of predictions for the game tomorrow, I mean, I might have just watched too many basketball movies, but I think Duquesne's the underdog here, and I think they come away with a win. I mean, I see a real Hoosiers type run here for the Dukes.
Yes, I agree. And well, what Duquesne has to learn is when one person goes off, you have to start guarding him and not let him drop 34 points on you.
He did shoot from the logo a couple times though.
My point exactly. So
full court.
yeah, so I would like to see the defense be a little bit better. The offense is gonna come, and I would like to see Terrence Skinner score more points before the end of the half, because I think like 10 seconds left he had like 1 point. So I would like to see more from him.
Yeah, not to sound like a broken record from what's already been said, but you guys touched on it. This was not a perfect game at all from Duquesne, but there were positives. Not only did the fans show out, but I feel like that played into Duquesne's energy throughout the game. They played as a team. There wasn't a player that stood out. Maybe Jimmy Williams, Alex Williams stood out in the box score, but David Dixon was incredible defensively. Terrence Skinner had a crazy second half. So I think if you get all these guys that come to play and they play as a team tomorrow, they could have a real shot against VCU. Now, there is one thing to watch out. We talked about Tyler Conklin had, 34 points? He had 9 three-pointers. You have to be able to defend the perimeter, especially against a team like VCU who has Terrence L. Jr., one of the best guards in the A10. We know what he can do when he's hot. He's a real threat, and Duquesne should be worried, concerned, and that should be a main focus of theirs.
Can I just add one thing to that? I think you touched on it there. Guarding the perimeter is going to be huge for Duquesne. That's been one of their struggles this season, at least throughout the regular season. In the games I saw at the Cooper Fieldhouse and then the road ones I watched, they kind of struggle guarding the perimeter. Inside, they're really good. David Dixon is that defensive force. I believe, I think, in my opinion, Alex Williams is also very good inside, defending the paint. But it's that perimeter when you got guys out on maybe Ginyard needs to step up a little bit on the perimeter, and Jimmy Williams, I think, as well. But if you can lock down the perimeter, if the offense starts clicking, Duquesne's in a good spot.
Yeah, and we saw that from Alex Williams tonight. A huge effort. Maybe he wasn't always making the play, but he was always in the paint on defensive drives, and he was there trying to do his best, especially when there was points where he had to play the 4 or the 5 with David Dixon out and Nietzsche and all these guys that were in foul trouble.
Now we did touch on Terrence Hill, I think his name.
Yeah.
Yeah, Terrence Hill is a A10 first team. Another underrated player that I want Duquesne to watch out for, and I played this man in high school, Nick Lewis. This guy is I think he was the A10 Rookie of the Year, and I know his averages aren't the best, but he can easily drop 20, 30 points on you, because he's very, very good ball player.
I mean, you talk about a guy dropping 20 or 30 on you. I think we're speaking from personal experience there. But
how many did he score on you?
Yeah.
Are
we elevating or deflating?
I mean, we know you can't grab a rebound and save your life, even though you're 6'7". But
was he like?
Hey!
Was it like a Bam Adebayo type performance?
I was on the bench. I didn't have to grab rebound.
Oh, how convenient!
Now we're figuring
How
out
convenient!
what really happened. He had the best seat in the house, guys. Guess what? He gets to watch him play courtside again.
Reliving childhood memories, but that'll just about wrap it up.
I don't
for
like
us.
you, Brendan.
I'm Will McDonald.
I am Brendan Flato.
I'm Jason Obremski.
And I'm Donovan Kranich. Thanks for joining us. Go Dukes!
Go Dukes!
Go Duquesne!
All right, so let's wrap this one up here. Thank you to the freshman 4. Yeah, it's going to be their names now. Honestly, I don't know why.
That's
It just
great.
kind of came up with it, and I'm
You
like,
came with
well,
that on the fly.
I have
It's
to
hilarious.
say 4 full names, or I just say the freshman 4, and then it sticks.
Exactly.
You know what? Honestly, maybe Philly Menaces too. Carlos back there. So, all right, let's talk about our Duquesne players to watch real quick, and then we'll get our game picks.
If they're going to win, it has to start with. I'm picking the guy who did not play well tonight. I'm picking Dave.
Oh, that's Dave.
Oh, that is Dave. And
You
Dave
might have to get that copyrighted.
needs
dude.
to raise the roof in the most important. That's not saying the next 2 games they're going to be even more important, but this is going to be easily their most important game of the season. And he has to be able. He cannot run himself into foul trouble. And when he's not in foul trouble, he is one of the most electric players in the entire A10. And so I'm picking him. I need to see a Dave slam, 1 or 2 slams, and raise the roof, because that is going to energize this whole arena, and it's going to energize this team.
Listen, once Cohen Carr does the raised roof celebration, call me. But for now, yeah, I think Dave Dixie, I absolutely agree with that. I think Jimmy Williams needs to continue to produce. I mean, he had a really
100%.
good game today, and just talk about what an uplifting feeling that was once he was starting to make his shots like the way he used to. And
Yeah.
if he can continue that, listen, it's not like you have a few more days to prepare. It's right, it's the next game. So ideally, you can just carry that performance 24 hours later. So hopefully he's able to do that. And if they are able to, you might see Duquesne walk away with what would be an upset victory. So now let's go over to our game picks. By the way, yes, they have shut the lights off on us. Not fully.
But they did.
Well, the lighting was already crap to begin with. It's okay. It's not the end of the world.
This would be shot with my phone for a reason. So, you want me to kick it off?
Oh, yeah, go kick it off.
I'd be wrong to doubt Duquesne here. However, I'm going to roll with what my gut is thinking and what I have my bracket as from the prediction video. I'd be crazy to just change it now. I am picking VCU to win this. It's not going to be a blowout. Given how this day has gone and how teams like Loyola Chicago and St. Bonaventure has been able to fight back, I'm saying Duquesne's going to make this as close as you can imagine. I think Duquesne does lose this, unfortunately, but I'm going to say a final score of 75-73.
I've won 2 in a row.
You have.
Listen, Duquesne
Well, I have
student here.
too.
Let's throw a little bias in here. I want them to win. However, I'd also like to be. I'd like to be above 500 in my career.
I think you're 3-3 right now.
Yeah, so my season record, I'd appreciate. So, hey, I'm going to have VCU, but I do agree with Nick. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I think that Duquesne, ironically, might come out of the gates pretty hot because they have already played. We saw that with Davidson. Awful first half,
Davidson
but really
was sleepwalking through the entire first half.
However, like 8 minutes. We talked about it on the pregame show. I thought that was important for Duquesne to win, and they did. So I think there's definitely a possibility that they find a way to do that. So I don't even know what they're looking at, but wait. Yeah, I don't know. Well, anyways, that'll do it. Yeah.
We could be wrong, and we could be sitting right back here
If we
tomorrow
are,
night.
yeah.
And I
If,
would love to just have that and just like the clown emoji on our face. But
quite
like,
frankly, that would be that would probably be our victory lap at that point.
It
'Cause
would.
I don't know. Yeah, it would be. Yeah, that'd be a victory celebration. Anyways,
well, let's see.
still more games to be played. That'll do it for the Duquesne Sports pregame show. For Nick Fernbaugh, I'm Jack Morgan. Enjoy the game, everyone.